Hello and welcome to the 2024 Southland Softball Season Preview interviews. And I'm joined right now by head coach Mary Ellen Hall and AB Garcia from HCU. Coach AB, thanks so much for taking the time to chat to us today. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
I'm good. We're good.
We're good. Thanks for having us.
Delighted to get to chat with you. Very excited for the 2024 season, as I'm sure you both are. But Coach, I have to start by recognizing that this is your 33rd season at the helm at HCU. By far and away the most successful coach in any sport in HCU history, with over 875 wins. I think the first question has to be, why do you keep putting yourself through this?
Okay, well, first I started when I was 2, if you're doing the math. So I'm really just like 35, right? I don't know. I mean, I went to school here and I grew up and I love softball. And no, none of my friends are surprised that I coach. And it's just home and it's family and it's a great place to work and to be. And I just love what I do. Get to be with players like AB.
I'm sure. And of course, you know, the successes that you've had have to lead to the excitement year on year to try and keep going and try and win Southland Conference championships. So as you look to 2024, where's your expectation level and how do you see the 2024 season going?
Oh, I think, this time of year, I mean, all of our expectations are high and our goal is obviously to win the conference and to go to the tournament and win the tournament and go on and get a bid to regionals. That would be, the goal right now. I think that it's everybody's last double COVID year. We have 10 seniors. I'm going to look at everybody's roster, but I'm pretty sure theirs looks similar to ours with lots of seniors. And it's going to be a battle because we're all in the same situation. It's 10 of our kids' last chance at this. And I'm not sure that that's the way we're approaching it. I think that when they go out and they have fun is when they play their best. But obviously, you have 10 careers coming to an end this year. So we're definitely excited. We're ready to go. We're kind of tired of playing ourselves right now and looking forward to the competition and the preseason, get ready for conference play.
And AB, great to have you with us. You're the reigning Southland Conference Freshman of the Year. You had an incredible debut campaign. What was the first year of collegiate softball like for you and how were your experiences?
I think my first college softball career was very overwhelming, but also exciting at the same time. I mean, my first freshman year, my true freshman year, I tore my ACL and I had to recover from injury, and it was a bunch of emotions. I was like on a roller coaster of emotions, and I just didn't know how I could bounce back and like if I was going to be as fast as I was. But as soon as I stepped on the field sophomore year with my teammates and they encouraged me, it was just awesome. And I had so much fun and I can't wait for the spring.
Well, it's going to be an uphill challenge to try and top what you achieved last year, right? Leading the conference in batting average, hitting over 400, first team all conference. But as you've kind of gone into the off season and now into preseason, how do you feel about where you are as an individual and where the team of HCU are?
I think as a team, I think we've come really far, and I think that we've been working hard as a team, trying to find the team chemistry, which I think we've already done that bunch. But I think that people are going to be surprised, and I hope that we come out on top this season. And yeah.
And Coach, you already alluded to it, 10 seniors on the roster. But to me, when I look down the roster, it looks like you do have a good balance of both youth and experience. So younger and talented players like AB and that senior class that you alluded to. Is that something that you think can benefit this team, having both sides of the spectrum?
Oh, definitely. I think it said a lot with our 10 seniors that AB was voted as a captain as a sophomore, and we had 10 seniors. So that and our third baseman, Haley Savage, was a first team all conference, and will be a junior. So I think it's good to have a young and old mix. It gives different perspectives. There's leadership, guidance, kind of the people that have been there, done that can help the younger ones through. And I think the younger ones kind of nerves and excitement kind of catches on for the older ones that may be like, oh my gosh, this is my 5th year doing this. And the thing is I think that we've tried to kind of focus on a little bit is not that sense of urgency. It's just to have fun. And I think AB said it best. I think we're going to surprise some people. And these kids have been working really hard all year, as I know every team in America is. But I think that one thing that they really have going for them is their chemistry is very, very tight this year. And they're all on the same page and they want the same things and they're excited for each other's successes. And I think those are just the qualities that are going to, maybe make the difference. We kind of came into some bad luck last year that we lost 12 run games. And I think this year we win those games. And that's going to be a huge difference for us.
And AB, coach just alluded to chemistry, right? And obviously you yourself have just said you've been around for a couple of years now. You're not the youngest on the team anymore. So when it comes to building that chemistry and welcoming new players into your roster, how do you go about that? And what kind of standards does this team set for the newcomers?
Being that we have 4 new players on the roster, 2 being transfers that are seniors and 2 being freshmen, I think the best that we can do as a team is reassure them and let them know that we have their back on and off the field. And I feel like reassurance is a big thing to have because it helps them stay more comfortable and let them know that we have their back, and it'll make them play better, I feel, on the field. So, yeah.
And coach, talking about those newcomers that, AB has just alluded to, when you're building your roster, what kind of characteristics and traits are you looking for in the young women that you bring into HCU?
Well, I think when you're recruiting, I think when you walk up to the field, you know pretty much right away if they have the skills to fit your program. But it's really kind of the intangibles you look for. You see what kind of teammate they are. You see how they're receptive to their coach or not. Do they take coaching well? How do they treat their parents after the game? Do they walk past a quick piece of a ball laying on the ground and pick it up, or do they just walk over it? Those are the kind of qualities that translate to being good teammates. And with talent being equal, I would rather somebody who's going to be a good teammate and work hard and really care about themselves and others than maybe taking the most talented person. But those are the intangibles that we look for.
That's great. That's great. And AB, on a daily basis, I know you're working quite closely with assistant coach Courtney Emanuel, a former superstar at UGA down there in Georgia. So what's working with her been like, and how has she allowed you to improve your game?
I mean, working with Coach Courtney has been a blast. I love all the critiques that I get from her. And she's helped me a lot with my mental toughness and my confidence on the field and off the field. And I just can't wait to see what we do in the spring. And I just love working with her. And I'll never take that for granted. But, yeah.
And
she's been a good mentor for AB. I mean, AB's game is very similar to how Courtney played. And I just think that she's been a good role model, somebody to give good advice, good tips. Not just for her, but for all the outfielders, but in particularly to me, I think for AB, because when I remember Courtney playing, AB plays very similar to how Courtney played. And so, there was no better role model. I mean, when we first talked to Courtney about coming on the staff, it's exactly AB is the one who came to our mind who would probably benefit the most from Courtney.
That's great. And Coach Emanuel, there's your shout out for the day for sure. Coach, just lastly with you, you've seen a lot of changes in the conference landscape and college athletics landscape, right, over the past 33 years that we said with you at the helm at HCU. So when you look at the Southland right now and the standard of softball within the conference, how do you view it compared to other conferences in the country?
I honestly think that the Southland Conference softball is underrated. I think the world's taken notice of McNeese the last couple of years. I mean, for them to go up to win at Washington, to beat them at home, you've got LSU. I mean, all the significant wins they've had. I think that their success has definitely brought some more eyes back to the Southland. But when you look at the Southland day in and day out, I mean, 1 through 9 can beat anybody at any time. It's very close. And it's not because it's average softball. There's parity, but it's at a higher level. We all go out and play Power 5 teams getting ready for conference. It's because we have to, because we won't be ready. There's not one conference team you can go in and say, oh gosh, we're playing them this week. That's good. Like, oh gosh, yeah, they got so-and-so. They have so-and-so. it's super. I honestly think that softball is one of the most competitive sports in the Southland. And so with that, I think, we're always trying to be a two-bid league. And I think that we can do it. I really do. There's other schools besides McNeese that have had good wins, that have good showings. And I think the more that we challenge ourselves against the Power Fives, the more notice that the Southland will get, and it'll make us even better in the future.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. We definitely like the sound of a two-bid Southland. That would definitely be fantastic for all of us here. And AB, just lastly with you, I just wanted to kind of take us inside the locker room for a second and let us get to know maybe one or two of your teammates a little bit better. So after the career is done at HCU, after the softball's over, if there was one member of your team who you thought was most likely to become a superstar in Hollywood, who would that be?
Let's see. I would say I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I would say my best friend Haley Savage. I think she's a super outgoing person, and I think that she would be a great superstar. And yes, she told me to say all this, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think Haley Savage would be great.
She has
Brilliant.
a personality for it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think she keeps a lot of the head coaches on third base entertained when we play, actually.
Yeah,
Well, we'll look forward to seeing Haley Savage on the field and hopefully on the big screen in the future as well. Coach AB, thank you so much for taking the time. It's been great to get to chat to you. We wish you nothing but the best for the start of the 2024 season, and we'll look forward to seeing you very soon.
Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.